Welcome back, you beautiful brave hearts all over the world. You know where I am right now? I'm at the Elliott Museum in Stuart, Florida. Now, Dina today is going to be doing a sound bath at 2 o'clock. She has 12 other people coming, plus Lori and I. And we're going to show you her studio, which is in the Elliott Museum, okay? And I'm going to tell you something right now. I call this ear gate, mouth gate, and I'll get to that in a second. But how many of you realize, okay, the most important food to the human body is frequency? If you don't have this, you don't have nothing. If you don't realize everything you eat, drink, think, everything you hear and everything you speak creates a frequency, you are in so much trouble. As far as I'm concerned, you're not even awake if you don't understand this. This is like the basic fundamental of living on this planet, is that frequency is everything. And I'm going to keep on talking about it. I'm going to repeat myself, just like they do in the drug commercials, how they get you to actually buy a drug that could probably kill you because you need to numb out because you're not in charge of your own frequencies, your own vibration, and your own field. And that field is called your spirit. When you feed your spirit, you don't have a disease. So yes, today we're going to take a walk around in a few minutes with Dina, who is hosting me here in Stuart, where we'll be kicking off a new world practitioner course. The first one will be whole life health coach certified, which everybody in the world needs. And I'm telling you, I know it's my course, but everybody needs it. And if you were to actually take it by the third day, you would actually know what your authentic self is. Until you have your authentic self, you'll never have an authentic life. You're just being everybody else, doing everything else for everyone else, and not becoming what you need to become. But the reality is here is, let's talk about this, what I called this one a day today. And I called this one a day today, ear gate, mouth gate, because guess what? It's a gate. And you need to put a lock on it, or at least you need to put a filter on it. All right? I don't let anybody talk about things like politics around me, because politics means many ticks, otherwise many parasites. There's always a clue there for you. And if you understood something, you may elect people into government, but you don't select people into government. When they take a poll, they're telling you what people want. And understand something, you're not going to get it unless those psychos, okay, terrorists, actually own that person. You can believe whatever you want, that there's some freedom person that's going to be at the top of everything that's going to come and save you. But guess what? I call this today ear gate and mouth gate because guess what? I'm not buying into any of this. You actually think, not you, but the majority actually thinks that your vote matters. Let me tell you something. The only thing that matters is the now. And if you reverse the word now, it's W-O-N. And if you won at this planet, then you would live in the now. You wouldn't live in the past. You wouldn't be going to a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a whole life coach that's going to be telling you that you need to go back and forgive everybody, or you need to go back and rewrite your story. So we need to go and dig into the garbage. I mean, would you go to the garbage can and eat something that you threw in the garbage can yesterday? It's called history. It's his story. And guess what? His story? I mean, come on. At least the psycho elite come together, strategize, and they actually take charge of our ear gate and our mouth gate. That's right. Do you ever listen to the stuff that comes out of your mouth? Can you actually believe that you actually say this stuff? Do you actually believe that you will actually sit around low vibrational people and actually just sit there and listen to it because you're a nice person? The most important thing that you could ever do is actually regulate your ear gate and your mouth gate. And you know what? The most important thing to observe is actually what you actually say, not what someone else says. What do you say? What comes out of your mouth? And what do you allow to come in here? I am very particular about what comes into here. You know, I hear so many damn stories, and you know what? I'm going to hear a whole bunch more. And God love everyone, but everybody's programmed for suffering. Everybody is programmed to suffer and to create suffering. I guarantee in this course, somebody's going to go, well, what about karma, Daryl? What about karma? Well, if you vibrated high enough, you wouldn't have karma. And you know what? I don't expect you to understand that right away, because guess what? Just because I might be saying something that's totally true, if it's new to you, you'll go poo-poo. And I could tell you something that you've been told 1,000 times that you don't even think about it. You just take it on as true. I mean, where's the new sheriff in town here? Where's the sheriff of unconditional love and care for yourself and respecting yourself, respecting your vibration? It's called ear gate and mouth gate, which they want to what? Manipulate and mutate. Yes or no? Tell me that you enjoy listening to the conversations of the average or the majority of the population. What do they have to talk about? I'm only going to talk about unconditional love, unconditional care. I'm only going to talk about this. You know, you'll have people that say, oh, I am so spiritually aware, or people that are so religious and they have this faith thing. But then guess what? They eat crap. They shove crap in their yap. Okay. They listen to stuff that is totally ridiculous. And then you have people that eat organically and everything's got to be pure, but the actual belief systems in their mind are so toxic that overrides everything physically that they could put into their body, because the invisible creates the visible, because the psychological rules the biological. And the reality is, take a look at everything that you are right now. Those belief systems that you run in that thing you called your brain, which is just a computer that's only running programs. There was a time in my life, and that was probably about 35 years ago, when I had the poverty consciousness that my father had, God love him. And I could go to work and make a lot of money that day and pretend I made nothing. And the reality is I would always become nothing. If you want to become something, you need to become that right now. But if you don't want to be the sheriff, you don't want to be the guard dog for the ear gate and the mouth gate, they will manipulate and mutate. And understand something. Do me a favor. Why don't you bring up a video back in 1950, downtown New York? There's enough of them. Go on YouTube. My God, it looks like everybody totally works out every day. And back then, they didn't have any gyms. In 1950, they didn't have gyms all over the place. And the only reason why they have gyms all over the place is because everybody's fat, and that's that. And if you're not fat, you can't gain weight because you have so much parasites and so much anxiety that you're burning up your system and you're burning up the calories faster than they come in. Understand something. I teach a course that's called Whole Life Coach Certification. I give a money back guarantee on it because it is the most powerful course in emotional, nutritional, and physical in the world. In 9 days, we certify people that come. You know, 50% of the people that come actually, okay, 50% of the people that come actually only come because of personal reasons, that they're ready to jump off a cliff, or they've been told that there's no cure, or they just went everywhere and they're just finished. So now they're going to come to the quack. That would be me. And when they do come, 50% of those people, guess what? 50% of those people decide they want to be practitioners. And then, but 100% of them understand what they need to do. They understand the rules of engagement with themselves and on an emotional, physical, and spirit level. Now, I just had 2 people walk out of this place and 2 people walk into this place. You can think that I'm really nasty, but I'm not. I love everybody. The 2 people that walked out, they're on their way out. And the 2 people that walked in are on their way out too. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. And understand something. You can be in the worst shape that you could ever be. Like, I mean, you could be in dreadful shape. And don't worry, you're going to fit in, but you're being done in. because you didn't understand about ear gate and mouth gate. That's right. Why don't we just go to the mall and sit in a coffee shop, sit in a restaurant, sit and listen to, and I mean 95% of all the conversations that are going on, and they are so low vibrational. So guess what? Don't ask yourself why your life's not changing, why you can't get rid of your dis-ease. I don't believe in disease, so I'm not going to have one. I told you yesterday that the only reason why people only live to around 80 years old is because the majority of the population believe that we will only live until we're 80. If the majority of the population actually believed that they were free, if the majority of the population didn't go to the corner store, the liquor store, the vape store, if the majority of the population didn't go on to the pornography that's all over the web, and it'll always be there because it's put there by the same people that will arrest the people that go on pornography and the pedophiles. Listen, they create the fire. Okay, they pretend that they're protecting us, but they're not. They are the poison. There is nothing about government that you should even be involved in it. And if you looked at the word govern, that's right, they want to govern us. And there's a lot of changes coming. And understand something, no matter what the changes are and what you fear and what you believe in, I will always be a free spirit, whether it's this lifetime or the next lifetime. You remember something, you get to make choices, but are you actually making the choices, or are you listening to the voices? Let me tell you something right now. I will not listen to anyone. I will listen to my heart and take the path of the heart, and I will go into the heart, and I will push that button called the God spot, and that's where I'm going to stay. That's where I'm going to play. You could have had it all, but you'd have to actually love yourself and care for yourself. You'd actually have to take massive personal action. You'd actually have to go in and reprogram your subconscious, okay, and bring in higher beliefs that you have unlimited value, okay, and that you are limitless in what you can create. And then you'd actually have to go and believe in not suffering anymore about anything. And then you'd have to stop believing in PSD. You'd have to stop believing in adult onset diabetes, arthritis. You'd have to stop believing in cancer. Cancer is just a symptom of somebody that doesn't know how to regulate ear gate or mouth gate. And they're just running on the same damn programs that they were given by mommy and daddy, the school, the church, and all the other systems out there that wanted to have power over people. I don't want to have power over people. I want the power of love for all people. Anyways, I'm going to go meet Dina right now, and we're going to do another live here in a few minutes. And remember something, another live in a few minutes. Are you really alive, or are you just existing? Okay, are you a survivor, or are you a thriver? You think about this. You know that woman, that man who says, I'm a 2-time, 3-time cancer survivor? Really? Really? You're proud of that. Why is it proud? Why are we so proud that we will go to war and, oh my God, I went to war 3 times and you know what? I still exist. You didn't have to go to war once. And that's the God's truth. You go ahead. You keep buying into the majority's therapies, the majorities, the way they eat, the way they think, the way they drink, all right? And guess what? Mouth gate and ear gate will be mutate and manipulate, and don't ask yourself why you're going down. I mean, I'm just looking at a group of people over here. I've got one person that's so skinny, okay, and he's smoking. And then I've got the other 2 guys there, and the one guy's 40 pounds overweight, but he's not, he's overweight, because it's all about waste in here, and emotionally and physically. And the other guy's probably 65 pounds overweight, and they're doing hard labor in the sun. So what type of energy, what type of life do they have at the end of the day except a beer and tacos and the couch? I don't know. You know what? I get it. I'm not knocking it if that's what you want. But the reality is this, I'm going to rock my world every day in every way. And I'm going to understand that it's not in the past and it's not in the future. It's in the now. And reverse those letters and you've got 1. How would you like that? Okay? All right? So understand, there's always clues out there. So move on it. All right? And I'm telling you right now, We just had another two people walk out. The one lady, she's not overweight. And guess what? She's totally frozen, like beef jerky. She's walking like a stick. And that's a scar tissue issue and displaced calcium. And we can totally reverse that. We could give her back her youth. But guess what? You can't go around trying to sell this kind of stuff when it's not government approved. And when the majority of the population believe that, guess what? It sucks to grow old and it's normal. Because if you go to your doctor, he's going to say, oh, for your age, that's just normal, but you're doing really good. But we'll keep an eye on it for you. What a crock. Okay? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who walks out of this museum. Okay? All right? We are in big trouble. And when I say we are in big trouble, whether you want to believe it or not, you can be a different nationality, a different color. Okay? You can have a different religion. But just remember something. We were all created by the same creator. I'll see you in a few minutes. And my love goes out to everyone. Unconditional love for everyone. Okay? Let yourself off the hook. Okay? Write a new book. All right? Mouth gate, ear gate. Okay? Become the guard dog. Become the filter. And start living the life that you promised yourself. God bless.
All I have to do is